Sorry, there's Mrs. Turpin now, giving her away. Here she comes. You're in? We're talking about you now. Still times now where I think if I could rewind the clock and go back to playing football at any point, it'd probably be the days of school. I remember getting a letter through the post saying that I'd made it into the England Schoolboys team. I've never been so pleased in my life. It was the one everyone was talking about through England. He was the next big thing to make it. It is my hit it into the ground, didn't really connect with it very well, but celebrated it like it was the winner of the cup final.
It's National Schools Football Week. I'm here at St.Bede in Ormskirk with former pupil Stephen Warnock. Welcome, Stephen. How does it feel to be back at your old school?
Yeah, it's good. Always nice to come back. I came back, I think it was about a month ago now, just to have a look round. I was invited back to the school and it was nice to see all the old classrooms, see what's changed in and around the in the school, and yeah, fond memories from being here.
Did it change a lot?
A few bits have changed. When I was in school doing my GCSEs, we didn't have PE as a GCSE. I think it was just coming in, showing my age there. So yeah, I think there's a new sort of sports area that's been developed, new AstroTurf pitches and things like that. So there's been a few alterations, but all for the better.
Yeah. And is there still anyone you know from when you were here?
Yeah, there's a couple of people.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Turpin, who's the PE teacher, well, girls' PE teacher when I was here. So yeah, it's nice to see her whenever you come back as well.
Yeah, nice. What are your memories of playing football here at St.Bede's?
Yeah, some of the fondest memories growing up as a kid, and even now I look back at them as some of the best days of playing football. We had a very strong team. I think we were unbeaten in about 4 years at one point, and a lot of local rivalries with good teams in and around the area because they always had good players, good teams. So, but it's one of them occasions that I always look back with massive fondness because I'll never get them days back.
Yeah. So
I wanted to enjoy them as much as I could. Still times now where I think if I could rewind the clock and go back to playing football at any point, it'd probably be the days of school because they were all my best friends, and playing football week in, week out with your best mates is no better thing.
did you guys? Did you have any sort of strong influences from people that was at the school at the time? No pressure.
I'm
no pressure.
joking. Yeah. Do you know what? I think as a school they were always ultra supportive towards me. I think when you know you've got someone who's got a talent, then you're always looked after in a way that they try and help to put you out on the football pitch whenever they can. They try and give you that the extra leeway. Whenever I had training sessions at night or in the afternoon, when they popped up, the school were always great with me. So I obviously had my PE teacher, who was Mr. Smith, and Mrs. Turpin as well. And I think when you've got people behind the scenes who are willing you on and want you to do well, it always helps.
Yeah.
Pay me later.
Yeah, you did promise me that.
And then from there you went on to get called up to the England Schoolboys, playing alongside people like Leon Osman, Joe Cole. How was that?
Yeah, I think I remember going to the trials. I think we were at Keele University. We had a local one in Warrington first, and you progress from that, and then you get a letter through the post to say that you'd made the cut.
Yeah.
And you were on to the next stage of the trials. And I remember doing a lot of the trials, and when we got to the last trial, I think it was around about 40 players were left. And when I was saying then about getting talked about behind your back, as in people knew your name and things, there was always Joe Cole, and everyone knew Joe, and I knew Leon anyway because I played against him locally, and we knew each other. We used to go to the game together at Liverpool originally, so I knew Leon. But then Joe Cole was the one everyone was talking about through England. He was the next big thing to make it in the Premier League, and I'm thinking, he's 15 years old or 14 at the time, and you're thinking, how are they talking about him in this breath? And I remember watching him in a trial game thinking, oh my God, I can't believe how good this kid is. And it actually made me doubt myself whether I was good enough. And I remember thinking, I've never seen anything like this kid. The skills, the ability on the ball, the touch, everything was like a 20-year-old guy playing football. And I remember getting a letter through the post saying that I'd made it into the England Schoolboys team. I've never been so pleased in my life. And obviously you're looking through the names to see who you remember from the trials and things like that. And I just remember obviously Leon getting in and being delighted because 2 local lads being involved was superb. And then obviously Joe was involved, and yeah, we had some amazing times. Some of the best trips I'll ever remember in my life, and you look back and you cherish and you think, yeah, people can't take them away from you.
Okay, and looking at sort of the whole school football experience, how important, like looking back on it now, do you like feel it was for you? Like, because obviously you played like 500 games of professional football, but yeah, how do you look back on it now?
Very fondly. I get frustrated when I hear parents, academies, who say my son goes to an academy, he's 6 years old, and or he's up to 12 years old, even 14, and they're saying, but he's not allowed to play for his local team, he's not allowed to play for his school team. They're the best days of your life. They're what make you a footballer. They're what make you enjoy football. If you didn't have them days, then for me there's no point in playing. I often watch videos of when I used to play like youth football, because they're the days that now I'd love to have back. I'd love to do it all again. If I could do anything again, I'd love to do my school football and my youth football again.
So do you think it was important for shaping sort of who you were later on?
Yeah.
The player you were later on?
Yeah, 100%. An appreciation of, as well as to what you go to and what you go from. There's a lot of lads who I play football with in school who still keep in touch with now, but they never went on to do what I did. And I appreciate that every single day, to know that we were all at the same level at some point, and I was fortunate enough to put the hard work in and excel at it.
Let's just move on to sort of your professional career now, ask some questions about that. If you had to pick a moment from your career, so first a personal achievement of yours in your professional career, what would you say you're most proud of?
First appearance for Liverpool. Grew up on the Cop, standing on the Cop, when it used to be the standing Cop, going to Liverpool games week in, week out. It was always a dream just to play. You often hear it now. Fans sit at any club and they'll always say, what I'd give for one appearance at the team I support. And I was fortunate enough to do that. Came on in, of all competitions, Champions League. Came on for Gerrard, and you're thinking it doesn't get much better than that. To come on for such an iconic player, and then obviously just make your debut for the team, and you think, well, that's what it was all about. And it felt amazing. It was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life, to know that you're coming on playing for your local team that you've supported all your life, and knowing behind the scenes what you can't see is all your friends and your family are so pleased for you as well. So it wasn't just for me, it was for everyone involved that had ever taken me to training or ever picked me up when it was pouring down and made the travel arrangements for me, and so that was the most important thing.
Where would you rank the England caps and call-ups and stuff?
So I knew it was going to be a massive challenge, and I remember being in good form at Liverpool and just got called up to the office, and I thought, oh, what have I done? And they just said, we've had a call from England and you've been called up, you'll get a text tonight. And I just couldn't believe it. That's one of them feelings again where you don't know where to put yourself, you don't know what to say, you don't know who to ring first, because obviously you're so pleased and so proud. But I think overall, England-wise, to actually go to a World Cup and represent your country at a World Cup, I think the only disappointing thing for me was not to get on, but I knew that when I went was that it was going to be a big ask because of the form of Ashley Cole, and someone who never gets injured as well. So
what about favourite goal?
I'd have to say my goal for Liverpool. It's my only goal, but scored in front of the Cop. Again, another one that you want to tick off the list of things to do. To score for Liverpool, it was probably a scruffy goal. Like hit it into the ground, didn't really connect with it very well, but celebrated it like it was the winner of the cup final, and it meant everything to me. And then even the players knew when they came running over to me to celebrate as well. They knew what it meant to me, because I think it was like Stephen was probably one of the first players to come over, and he knows what it feels like as well, because he's been in that position himself.
Yeah. So next question was, which team did you enjoy playing for the most? But I think I know the answer to that one.
I bet you don't.
Oh, okay, go on then.
Blackburn.
Okay.
Because I had a lot of ups and downs at Liverpool, and I knew the time was coming where I needed to leave, because I was playing probably 1 in 3, 1 in 4 games. Wasn't enough for me. I wanted to play week in, week out, and I knew that if I went there and played on a regular basis, and we had a good team at Blackburn, that I'd give myself more of a chance of getting in more England squads on a regular basis. And it's probably 2.5 years of the best football of my career. Maybe one more at Villa, the first year at Villa, but the way the club looked after me, I cried when I left, so it shows what it meant to me to be there, because it was hard leaving the club, because of the way they'd looked after not only me, but looked after my family and progressed my career to a different level.
Move on to punditry now. How are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it. Yeah, it's a good challenge, different to the football side of it. Have to be prepared, have to do homework. People think a lot of times that you just turn up and you sort of wing it and hope for the best. I want to, like football, I want to go to the top of it. I want to be the best at what I'm doing. So I know there's going to be a lot of hard work along the way.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
Top man.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.